welcome to Yankee Doodle Diner. Can you imagine a Yankee Doodle run by a Greek? That doesn't seem proper. That doesn't seem right, but that's okay. We're in the Pocono Mountains. The sun is shining. It's beautiful. Come on in, ladies. Step right in. Step right into the Yankee Doodle. The Yankee Doodle Tavern. Here we go. Just keep moving. Keep moving. Attaboy, that's a girls. Okay, here comes Mary. Hello. 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 Hello, hello, hello. Whoever we are. Okay, here we are at the Yankee Doodle. Isn't this a wonderful place? I love it. Is this owned by Greeks also? All right. What more can I ask for? Yankee Doodle, and he went to town and put a restaurant right at the Poconos.
Delicious Greek salad. And some more Greek food. I believe these are stuffed grape leaves. And this is a spinach dish. I just hope I can eat all this before supper time comes around tonight. Oh, so good. That Greek salad, that spinach pie, and those dolmas, I still can taste them. But I don't know how I ate all that food. It's a good thing we're pulling into the Pokemont, for we can swim all year long at the Pokemont and exercise in their well-equipped workout facilities. It's a good thing because supper's not too far away.
Supposing this is the first time everyone's here, right? Right. Pokemont was established in 1947. It is a family-owned business. It's not a franchise. We're owned by the Arts family, and you might see him walking around the property. He's about 33 years old. He also played opposite Tom Hanks in the Philadelphia Story. What happened was his dad got sick and he passed away, so he decided to come back and run the family business. So he's here now, and he does a lot of our AV equipment needs and our computers, etc.
We're on a mountain. Was just struck by lightning last night. I'm real enthused about spending the night.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to go swimming here shortly. They have an indoor and an outdoor pool. It's just gorgeous here.
Going paddle boating. We'll do that, and we'll play bocce and see what else we can get into.
Yeah.
We're going to go to town in a little bit, and that should take care of our evening till 6 o'clock.
Gentlemen, you should see these rooms.
Hey,
It's a shame.
Γεια σου Γιάννη, καλώς όρισες στην γειτονιά μας.
It's a shame. Well, we are on our honeymoon.
Τι έχουμε να κάνουμε, τι έχουμε να κάνουμε εδώ. They have a love scene. We're gonna do tonight on our new neighborhood.
That's right. We're all celebrating. And since we're all like brothers and sisters, it doesn't matter. Wow, wow, wow. When you see these sweets, oh my goodness. John, come up tonight.
They have a love seat over here. I don't have any love seat. I saw him.
Here we are at our room in the Pokemont Resort. I'm really excited to start working out. First, I feel sorry for all you people in Centerville, Kettering, and Oakwood that have to swim in those ice-cold pools. Here we are at the indoor pool at the Pokemont. It's really warm. Have a big jacuzzi over here, but it really makes me feel bad to know you're swimming in outdoor cold pools. I hate to go back to Centerville, swim in those cold pools. It's hard to leave this pool. It is really nice. Yeah. There you are. Woo! 10 minutes underwater. That's all I can do.
You realize it's the only picture you have of me when I'm not eating? Most of the time I'm eating.
Show us how to do it, Nick.
Yeah, should I jump right in?
Nobody's in the pool right now. It's all yours.
You mean it's my moment, huh?
Jump in while the camera's on.
My moment in the sun, huh?
So you can prove it to how long that you did it.
Yeah, right.
You have to tell us.
Okay. Here we go. What do you want me to do? Huh? Like a porpoise? Or like a dead fish that's floating on top?
Come on, butterfly.
A butterfly, okay. That's my butterfly. What else you want to see? Huh? You want to see my high dive? That's as high as I can go.
We just had a great game of euchre, and Marilyn and I
Are the winners.
We are the champions of the world.
Ken bids on nothing, and his partner makes it for him.
My partner saves that time. And now we're going to go gorge on some crab legs and shrimp.
Okay, Joyce, eat your heart out, sweet thing.
There we go. Yeah, you didn't get your hair done.
Thank goodness, we're starving. God forbid we don't eat any food. Okay, gang. 72, that's a good number.
All right.
Yes. Plus Tom. I'll wait here for Tom.
72.
Okay, he's on the phone.
Get excited. On our table.
We're so hungry.
Tom, 72. Let's go.
Papadopoulos.
Okay. It's kind of hard to get
You want some crab legs? How much plate?
Good.
That is a crab leg. This is his other leg. Well, I don't know. This is his gizzard. That's his cute little head. That's his cousin. Delicious.
Shrimp is delicious too. You're humongous. Look at the size of those things.
I know they're huge. What did I just eat? Flounder. Stuffed flounder was delicious. Out of this world.
Where did you find that?
This hot dog. My hot dog's really good.
Hot dog.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
This stuffed flounder is really good, and the crab legs are awesome.
Not today.
Fruits and salad, that's all I do. Nothing is bad for me.
He's got a very heavy load to drive home
That's
tomorrow,
right.
so
Right.
he's smart to stick with the fruit.
Exactly.
I feel sorry for all of you in Oakwood and Centerville and Kettering that have to eat at the Golden Corral when I'm eating these delicious jumbo shrimp. The Poconos. That was a very relaxing experience. And you find out later that you need to relax before you go to New York City, which is a high, tense, fast-paced place. But before you can enter New York City, all you claustrophobics better watch a video, because it's a long drive down through the Lincoln Tunnel. But it's a must to enter New York City. If there were no water, there would be no New York City. Well into the 20th century, this was the busiest seaport in the world. Watch the sun come up over the East River and the Brooklyn Bridge. Watch it set on the Hudson, one of the world's most important waterways. Stroll along the harbor, the heart of the Port of New York, the front door of the country for immigrants. Or take a boat tour and see downtown as the first settlers never imagined it. River to river, with a harbor in between, out of the past and into the future. Sunrise to sunset, every day and any day, there's no end to downtown New York. It all started here. George Washington's inauguration, the nation's first bank, the first printing press in the colonies, the dawning of the age of the skyscraper. Come walk the cobblestone streets of old New Amsterdam. Imagine yourself in the early 18th century on Cimarron Road. Look up at the spire of Trinity Church or down into a 17th century archaeological dig. From small Dutch townhouses to the tallest skyscrapers, downtown's buildings preserve the past and point to the future. Trinity Church brought the Gothic revival style to the American religious architecture. All the major brokerage houses are located here in New York. Aha! You've heard about all those discount theater tickets for Broadway? Here's where you get them. You come over, stand in line, and hope you get something good. Looks like a long wait to me. The show that we saw was The Follies at the old Belasco Theater with Bliff Danner, Gregory Harrison, Judith Ivey, and Treat Williams. The New York Police Department has an interesting branch right down at Times Square. It looks almost like a theater marquee. Well, we're on our way now to pick up our official New York City tour guide.
7 million strong on this island. The island is 12.5 miles long, 2.5 miles wide. It's ever-changing. You will find potholes on every 4 blocks and a Starbucks coffee on every 5th block, and I am not exaggerating. I'm going to show you the whole island, up and down, back and forth. This is your first day in?
Yes.
Okay, where are you going for the rest of the time? What are you going to see tonight or tomorrow night?
We're going on a cruise.
Pothole?
I missed it.
No, the potholes are here. We had a very, very bad winter. We had an awful spring. People sneeze for weeks. It says soup. That is the soup Nazi.
Oh, where? Right there.
Right there. That's the soup Nazi.
Seinfeld.
That's Seinfeld. Okay, you're on 8th Avenue, and in front of you is Columbus Circle. And you get circles and squares when Broadway crosses 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Broadway is the longest street in the state. On your left, the next time you come here, this is going to be AOL, CNN, Time Warner. We're going to go up Broadway. Time Warner, yeah, you'll see the signs. And condominiums and the theater for Lincoln Center so that they can do jazz. And here is the hotel. You see, he's got his name on it, Trump International Hotel and Tower. Half hotel, half tower. They do that quite a bit. And when you go back home, you tell everybody, I was on Broadway. This is how we live, right? And we do not have enough space to take care of china, linen, table, glass, and all that sort of stuff. So we caught up the party truck. There's about 20 different places where you can cater food. You can give the grandest party. The party truck takes it back dirty. Okay, Lincoln Center for the Performing Art. Damerish Park over there, free concerts all summer long. That whole building, that whole long block building, that's the Metropolitan Opera. There's a few more to catch them, let's go. It's up in the Bronx, but the graduate school is over here. So whether you're going for law or whether you're going for business, you come over here to get your master's. When I was a puppy, was the conductor of the Metropolitan Opera when it was down on 39th Street and Broadway. The way they built this now, as you can see, they are set up. This is Wednesday. This is matinee day. And they will have a matinee probably. White flag is the flag of the city of New York. The royal blue flag is the state flag. Floor, that's a daycare center. Two things that you need in order to survive in New York. Good daycare and expensive rent, affordable rent. This building goes back into the 1890s.
This one here?
Mm-hmm.
Right here.
World famous Dakota. Museum of Natural History, dedicated when they started it by Theodore Roosevelt, who was then, I think, the governor, I'm not positive. In front of you, this is a crosstown bus with accordion pleats. Twice as many people, same one bus driver. Wow. They have a good contract, but they had to give up something to get it. This is the hardest granite in the world. This is where these buildings are planted on top of or into. It depends upon where bedrock is, that's how deep you go. When they built the Twin Towers, you went down 16 stories. For the Empire State Building, you went down 6. Many of these buildings are old. They must be taken care of because underneath these buildings runs the A train. Also the C and the D, going uptown and downtown. Now, all of the different churches are around here. This is a very, very old neighborhood. They call this Park West section. And this is where you have churches and where you have parish houses and a whole lot of everything else. Also on the right, the Park West High School. That is a modular built high school. Now, we can't keep the streets straight, but our basketball courts are in great shape. There's St. John in the middle. The doors are bronze. The windows come from Boston. The stone comes from Indiana, I think, Indiana limestone. All of this handmade, hand carved. They're working on both sides of the big door. 2-year course, 24 months. Come and get your master's and go back home and demand a raise in pay.
Columbia.
Columbia. Left turn on
120.
Very prestigious. And I'm not joking about spending 2 years here, 24 months, and getting your master's and going back home and getting more money. All of this. And this is completed. Interfaith, interdenominational. Really, really keep on going so they can see the front. You've got to see what money will do. See, when you have money, you can finish. Episcopalians are cheap. I say that because I am one. That's finished. You like that? Yes. Okay, keep on going. Okay, after being president, he and his wife are buried to the left. This is Grant's tomb.
Oh, I know this here.
We're gonna make a big circle.
Here's an Ohio boy.
That's right.
Seinfeld's, yeah.
That's it. Seinfeld's.
You can get a good peek at Harlem to your left.
Is it still?
No,
There's it better.
no. We have a mayor that talks trash but gets results. I wish he would stop talking. He might be able to get more results. The police department has been put on notice, and jobs have been plentiful. That helps.
Bill's gonna take care of everything.
Bill can't take care of a thing. Giuliani is our mayor. He is world-renowned. He is infamous.
He does a pretty good job for you, doesn't he?
He does a good job. If he keeps his mouth shut, he would do a better one. Now, they have some Canadian geese out here on the lawn, and the children that come to the community center start feeding them. So now we have a whole colony of Canadian geese. They're not going back. The food is too good. Everything that you see in front of you, where you see Duke Ellington statue, everything beyond that is Spanish Harlem. And it used to be only Puerto Ricans. Now many, many Mexicans are moving into the neighborhood. We're going down Fifth Avenue.
Is that good or bad?
No, it's good. Hardworking people and religious. They're the ones that climb up on all of the buildings and fix the brick and the mortar. That's air conditioned. This is assisted living for senior citizens. You can see the wheelchairs out in the front. This is brand new. It was opened up a little bit before Christmas. They speak Spanish here. The green trucks and cars belong to the Parks Department. All the museums are closed on Monday. except the Jewish Museum. Now you can see the little red lights on top of the awnings, and behind those doors are doormen.
What's this building here in the corner?
Just a house. This is Marymount School for Young Ladies. There's 3 of them put together, and they're very young. They're 7, 8, and 9, I think. Starts with a T, ends with a C. Licensed by the Taxi and Limousine Commission. This is a private cab. And now you'll see them by the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center. You'll see them all over Wall Street. You'll see them all over Fifth Avenue. And they have tickets, and you have a corporate number with your MasterCard on it or whatever. And $12 for a Rolex watch. More than $3 for a fold-up umbrella. You're in New York City.
$12 for a Rolex?
No more than $12 for a Rolex. If you can get it for 10, take it. When we cross the intersection, everybody look to the left. And this is what the mansions of Fifth Avenue look like in the beginning of the 1900s. And I told you we bury all of our utilities. We bury steam because you do not have enough oil trucks in the country to take care of New York City. So we...
The bus lane, that's city buses?
That's buses, period. But you get stuck if you get it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
Because you never know when they're going to stop. The statue on the right is for the Doughboys for the First World War. The building on the left,
This is Temple Emmanuel.
Temple Emmanuel. But these yellow taxi cabs have no conscience at all whatsoever, and they lease them. To your right, this is the old Arsenal in Central Park. This is the home of the Parks Department. Old Arsenal building goes back to the Civil War. Now, many, many years ago, they had prestigious men's club like the Knickerbocker to your left. Women were not permitted.
It's men only, you say?
It was. Until a very, very wealthy woman that was running a bank said, I want to go there too. You cannot keep me out. It's against the law. And somebody said, whoops.
Knickerbocker Club.
Knickerbocker. But this taxi cab's giving me fits. He has no idea where he wants to go. To your left, CBS Morning and Evening Studios. Trump Tower, FAO Schwartz. On your right, the Fountain. Trump Tower to your left. Fendi, Ferragamo. The building, Harry Winston Jewelers, DePina, Cartier, right and left. Just keep turning your head. Go back and forth. Now, for those of you on the right, look up to Henri Bendel and look at the glass in that window. It is priceless. 2 of the most expensive hotels in the city, the Regis and the Peninsula. Godiva Chocolates, Takashimaya Department Store, Louis Vuitton. Just keep turning your head back and forth. And because I have been here my whole life, when you pass Gucci on the left, it looks like it's brand new and modern. Only the first 3 floors. Other than that, that building has been there forever. Trust me. They worked on it, but it's old. This is St. Thomas Episcopal Church. The young men, the young boys that sing in the choir go to school here. They do not go home at night. They do not run the streets. They get a good education. Just sing for your supper. Rolex has its own building. To your left, Ferragamo is right next door. Brooks Brothers is on the right. They are working on this building. This is 666 Fifth Avenue. It used to be a Vanderbilt mansion, and next to it is Gianni Versace.
Oh, there's another one. Somebody blew their horn.
St. Patrick's Roman Catholic Cathedral takes up the whole square block. And Atlas is holding up the world to your right.
Those are all shops in each store?
Yes, that's the whole store. Well, in the wintertime, it's the ice skating rink. All of this is Rockefeller Center, and this is where they do all the concerts out here on the left. All of this is Christie's Auction House to your left. Now, the beauty of this is 23 buildings on 17 acres of land. A side of beef going to the Penthouse Grill, or a carton of toilet paper going to the people that clean the toilets. They do it underground. On 50th Street, they have the ramp that it goes down. All deliveries are made underground. Now, it's under repair, and the thing that you see up there is the airplane that they took down this morning, because it wasn't there yesterday. Can you see in front of it? That's the British bomber. They just took it down. I guess they're demolishing the building now. It's a big, busy street. The traffic down here is pretty bad, and the streets are in bad shape. They're putting in new water pipes. That's what they tell me. They're trying to take a short passage to China. They're digging everywhere. Now, if they had somebody from traffic, this many people would not be crossing. It's a newspaper. Times still is a newspaper. New York Herald was a newspaper. And this is where 6th Avenue crosses Broadway. And this is Herald Square. The building flying the orange flag of the city, the American flag, and the blue flag of the state is R.H. Macy & Company, the world's largest department store. All of the stores that you see to the right are Conway stores for everything that you need. It's different, but it takes up the whole square block.
They contract these windows to different people?
Yeah, they give them to different people, and there's enough schools like Parsons School of Design, New York, Fashion Institute, and everything else to dress these windows. This is all Herald Square, and this looks like this 7 days a week. Empire State Building. And in front of you, this is Greeley Square. They close the gates at night, and they clean it, and you can come and sit here and have coffee or whatever you want to bring. Horace Greeley has got a pin on his head today. He told everybody, go west, young man, seek your fortune. The man stayed right here and became a multimillionaire. Now you're in the import-export market. Every t-shirt, every backpack, every baseball cap, all of the stockings. And you can get curtains and everything else around here. You have to buy for cash because they keep saying wholesale. They keep saying wholesale. By the time we get to 24th Street, we're going to get on the right.
Okay. That was 28 there, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Fashion launches.
And you can see all of the bicycle messengers and delivery people. Now we're getting very, very close to Old New York. In the distance, you could see one of the Twin Towers in the haze. In front of you, you could see Washington Square Arch, where Washington Square is. Forbes magazine is to the right. We don't have a Kmart. We have 2 Walmarts. We have no Woolworths. These are very, very old buildings. Look to the right and you will see the purple and white flags of NYU. This is their campus. Look to the left as we... Been there forever.
Grace Church, huh?
Grace Church. And everything to your left is Kmart. All of it. Two lower levels and 2 upper levels and the ground floor. It has grown since it's opened up. For those of you that know what CBGB's is, it's coming up on the left. We're gonna have to get out of this lane eventually. Yeah, no rush. This is the Chelsea Garden Market. They have seeds as well as plants, and I have to come. CBGB's. It's a nightclub.
CBG.
Country, bluegrass, and blues.
All restaurant supplies.
Trade in the old one, get a new one. And on Sunday, this is closed. And you come down the street and you don't see anything except the shutters. And you say, what happened? I was here yesterday, there was 6 million people. That's a flop house, men only. They have incomes. They are not panhandling. Second floor, on the right, you can see him drinking his Budweiser. He's probably a veteran from the Second World War or the Korean War.
Drinking his supper.
Rent and good daycare, those are two things you must have in Manhattan, so I could do a tour, and the people were hungry because they didn't have enough food on the plane, and I took them to... Now you go 2 blocks to the right and you have some of the best Italian restaurants in the city. You go 2 blocks ahead and you're in Chinatown. That's the simple of it. No, you cannot. You cannot. And they need more wedding chapels because a traditional Chinese wedding takes 12 hours with lunch and dinner and change of clothing. Citizen, you have to have something to do. You go to Mohegan Sun, you go to Foxwood, you go to Bali, and you get the tickets and the bus. Right there. That's where you get your tickets. And the buses are lined up here in the morning. Sun Hotel, that's another flop house. We don't have any flop houses for women. And if you stay on it and go straight, you end up at Coney Island, which used to be an island before they filled it in. Coney Island was an island. Canal Street had a canal. But you can go to Coney Island and you can look at the Atlantic Ocean. That's how close you are. There now. They ripped down terrible, terrible buildings to build all that. They do business worldwide, and J&R are a husband and wife initials when they started the store with what they got at their wedding. Fulton Street was named after Henry Fulton. And you have to be a crazy tourist and take a picture on the boat. So give yourself time. This is Bowling Green. This is where the Dutch bowled. Anything that's close to the water is Battery Park City, which is landfill. They went down 16 stories.
Oh, actually, they have a depository for the food.
Whatever you call them, they're back there.
They're back
Hey, Barb, how's your room?
Well, it's small. It's small. We're up on the 19th floor. It's small. Want to see the bathroom? Want to see the bathroom? Old. I wonder how old this building is. Boy,
It's
oh
a
boy.
New York bathroom.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
What is it, about 200 square feet?
Oh my gosh, old. It must be very, very old.
I mean, you can open up the window and spit out there. There's no bars or anything. Here we have 19 floors.
Step up.
I mean, 19 floors up.
Oh.
Woo!
Are you taking a picture?
Yeah. I was thinking about opening the window up and looking all the way straight down. Our next stop is Pier 61 at Chelsea as we line up to get on our Spirit cruise around the New York Harbor.
It's kind of bad
So here we are in New York waiting on our dinner cruise. The boat is right over here.
I don't know how to swim, John.
Bob and I are ready to eat and watch a big show.
Hey, bye-bye. We're going bon voyage. Bye-bye. Welcome
Welcome aboard. Watch your stop. Welcome aboard.
Piname, piname. We are hungry.
Hi, Tom.
Είμαστε στη Νέα Υόρκη. Και ετοιμαζόμαστε για να φάμε τώρα.
Hi John, I'm wondering how much the movement this ship will have. I get a little bit dizzy, so.
Thank you, John. Very nice of you.
Cooley, you're missing a big time. Next time it's your trip.
Greetings from the spirit of St. Louis. Here we are, cruising. What river are we on? The Hudson River, and we are on the spirit of the Hudson, having our drinks. We had a fabulous day today. Drove all over New York. We had a fabulous. That Norma, she knew every corner of New York. It was wonderful. So here's to New York, New York. It's a wonderful town. The ships are up, but we're not down. Here's to you. I've been having a wonderful time. Goodbye.
Well, we're having a wonderful time. We haven't gotten their food yet, but we're looking forward to the food.
Hi, John.
Is that good?
Come join us on this cruise. Hi, John. We made it on board, John.
I really love Hi John. Great trip.
I'm ready to eat. Ready to eat. I'm hungry, man.
Ready for what?
Hello there. Had a very good trip. Ready, Cecil?
Hello, John. How are you?
This is going to be very, very nice. This is
somebody else. Sorry you aren't here.
Ted's going to be sorry that he missed this trip. Because we saw a lot. He says he's seen most of New York, but I don't think he's seen some of the things that we saw.
Everything is wonderful. We're having such a great time. Next.
Cruise around Manhattan.
See you. It's been fun.
This is the finest ship I've ever been on.
I love us. Yeah.
At least we're eating well. It's good.
All right.
Take your mic, Cal.
Yes, that's fantastic. That's very frightening.
We're having a wonderful time, John. It's so wonderful. We have the whole boat to ourselves. It's a very nice evening to do a little cruise.
John, the boat sprung a leak. What do I do?
Fancy meeting you here. Where are you from? Dayton? Good. That's where I'm from. Good luck to you.
Hello. How are you? We're having a wonderful time. We're a little tired though because we were on a bus for 4 hours. We saw everything you want to see downtown New York.
We're just glad to be here.
Hi. Cynthia, say hi.
Hi, John.
What a great cruise this is. Golly. I left it at home.
I'm sure glad we didn't miss the boat. I thought we were going to.
You can tell by the noise that this is a jolly group and we're having fun. Hi, Dad. We're having a lot of fun. Hello. Wish you were here.
John, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in New York, and we are really getting a lot of kick out of this champagne. I don't care what Frank Sinatra said. This is a private ship. We are on this ship all by ourselves. Now, maybe they didn't want anybody else on this ship, but Come fly with me, come fly me through the moon. But this way, just sail with me. Quit laughing, girls. But sail with me, just sail right through. We'll have Manhattan. Da 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 da. That's it, John. I just want everybody to know it's a private. And you hear what Frank Sinatra says? I get a kick every time I get on private cruise.
New York, New York! What a great cruise. Cruising the harbor of New York. Woo!
That's okay.
I'm good all day.
Feels good and breezy out
I
here.
get very nice of you to dance that you want me.
New York, New York! Woo! Hello, America!
You haven't given us anything to eat.
It's by India.
Which bridge is that? Washington? You don't know?
You've got to find out.
You live here.
You know.
Yeah, Barbara.
So glad to come to America.
You saw the bigger boats there? I love America.
Big kiss, big kiss.
Oh, this is the Andrews sisters. Drinking beer in the cabaret, were we having fun? Until some night he caught me right, and now I'm on the run. I laid that pistol down, I laid that pistol down, pistol down, laid the pistol down, hurt somebody.
We found the stowaway over there.
And I get a picture to show my husband.
Back up.
New friend.
Thank you very much. You're very sweet. Thank you.
All right, that's close enough.
At night, we relax on the deck of our Spirit cruise and watch the beautiful skyline of New York City pass in front of us, with the two World Trade Center towers still intact off to the left. It was only months after this that they were destroyed forever.
Well, here we are at the Empire State Building. I haven't been up this high for a long time to see what it's like.
On May the 1st, 1931, just 1 year and 45 days later, an astounding assemblage of dignitaries watched as scissors were put to the ribbon, opening the world's tallest skyscraper, an icon that endures as New York's proudest achievement of the 20th century. The building remains unchallenged as America's most imposing National Historic Landmark. Of course, everyone must visit the gift shop in the Empire State Building.
I'll take one of these.
Show her the butterfly swatch. There you go, son.
Beautiful.
Really? Cheapest she wants, yes. She don't want to go 40, so thank you.
Have any buyers here?
There's King Kong on top of the Empire State Building, right here. Remember that movie?
Okay, when you to the second floor, let them know you got a pacemaker. You don't go to the metal detector. You psychoman. Just let them know when you want to go through the metal detector. They'll pull you around it.
Oh, yeah, like the airport.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the way she closes it, just like
Yeah.
the TV.
Everything's remote.
And we're gone.
Barb, let me get your face.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Don't say that. Here's are gonna pop.
Welcome to the Empire State Building Observatory.
That's nice.
We have a...
Bienvenido. Bienvenue. Yoku irashaimashita. Willkommen. Benvenuto.
By the time she goes through all the languages, we'll be there just to say welcome.
That occupies your time.
It does.
Mine was just
Wait a minute, she didn't say anything Greek.
Repeat after her.
There goes the 70, Barb.
Just swallow.
That's
That's what your ears
66, 67, Barb, 68.
Whisked skyward aboard express elevators. Visitors reach the top in less than a minute. Located over 1,000 feet above the city's bustling streets.
It's got a roof on it.
Hey, look, I can see 34th Street down there. Hey, Barb, look, I can look all the way down there. Hey, Michelle, look over the edge.
Come on, Paul.
No, Gary Grant.
It's just a little foggy today.
Should be all looking over the edge of the Empire State Building. Where she is.
Here.
Going to the top of the Empire State Building will soon cure you of claustrophobia or any fear of heights that you might have.
You can make it up. I know.
I make up all my words, Michelle. You know that by now.
Stella, come out.
There are a lot of yellow cats down there.
I feel like I'm swaying back and forth.
It is. Don't talk about it.
I'm swaying like a fan.
Yes, it is.
Does you feel like a fan, Catherine?
Yeah, I do.
Hey! I'm looking in the wrong direction.
I couldn't see a thing. It was foggy, and I really enjoyed myself. Way down. All aboard.
So very fast.
It goes down faster.
From 77 to 66, every 5
Look what she knows what she's doing. And you are something.
every day flows.
In 1986, the Empire State Building was declared a National Historic Landmark. We take West Street and follow the Hudson River down to Battery Park, where we will board our ferry for Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty. The site of the two World Trade Center buildings is only about a block away from where our bus stopped to let us off to Battery Park.
This last one.
Pretty. Can we take 10 for it? 10? Will you take 15 then? Okay. I'm gonna hold that for a second.
My friend here is extremely interested.
That's blue, right?
Yeah, I really like it.
Aren't they pretty?
I have another one with no numbers on it.
Ellen, you want to get a Rolex?
Rolex lens, yeah. What is that now?
$10. $10 Rolex.
Look at the Rolex on this guy.
Lady?
How much are they today?
$20 on it.
How much?
20.
No.
Nope.
No, 20.
How much you got? How much you got?
Oh, Irene is one.
$15 for a Gucci watch.
My daughter Michelle can now impress her friends in Centerville with the purchase of her new $4,000 Gucci watch.
It's working.
Father's Day.
It is all of $10. Just as Irene told
I
us.
know. I should have got to
Ellis Island is the American Family Immigration History Center. It was 5 years in the making. The center was developed and funded by the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island Foundation, which was responsible for the restoration and preservation of the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island, and the creation of the Immigration Museum. The Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island together host nearly 4.5 million visitors a year. That's more people than live in Norway or in Nebraska, New Hampshire, and New Mexico combined. Because of the crowds, our time at the Statue of Liberty was very limited, and we could not go up to the Statue of Liberty because of the 1 to 2 hour waiting limit. Statue of Liberty!
Ellis Island.
I first came across the name Ellis in reading about that famous Scottish 18th century poet. For visitors to the museum, the excitement begins at the welcoming kiosk where you can enter ancestors' names and see if their arrival records are included in the database and are available in the History Center in the museum's West Wing. Once inside the center itself, in the very place where your ancestors may have ended their long journey.
We're in the registry room on Ellis Island in New York, and we're gonna go look for our last name and see if we can find any information on it. It's really crowded, so come along.
One of our first stops is at the gallery, where my daughter Michelle and I have our picture taken with an old Greek soldier wearing an honor guard uniform called an Evzone. My daughter Michelle sits down at the computer and enters my mother's father's name of Yataganelis. We run lucky with this. We probably needed to spend more time. Well, the next try was more successful when she entered my father's name. His brother Steve brought him and his mom and dad over in 1923. The Twin Towers in the distance remind us that we have to protect our heritage. Right next to our Wellington Hotel was the famous Carnegie Hall. So I poked around. I thought maybe I could get inside, but no luck. Our fearless bus driver, Tom Terrific, stands outside the Wellington as we assemble to get ready to go to the United Nations building. We hang around the front of the Wellington Hotel and take some last-minute pictures of ourselves in the heart of downtown New York. We stand also in front of a Greek-owned Park Cafe restaurant.
All aboard. Going to Amish country. Buying a board. It was fun.
I love New York. That's why we got a record of it. Bye-bye, New York. Okay, let's go home.
Well, here we are. Yes, let's sing. I love New York in June. I don't want to go home. It's my favorite tune, but I've got to go home.
And that goes for me too.
But I get to take him with wherever I go. We're gonna get killed. We're gonna get killed.
Here's 7th Avenue at 9:30.
You guys are responsible. You're responsible for 2 girls, 2 towels, and 2 blankets.
When you come to New York, don't spend all your time on Broadway or shopping in those stores or walking around the streets. Make sure you come to the United Nations building. It will be worth your while.
Very first door on the right. First door? She wanted me to wait. Go through the very first door. Okay.
Here's my watch, my $10 purchase. See the second hand on it? It's still ticking.
On the way to meet our tour guide, we passed by all the pictures of the former Secretary Generals of the United Nations, while my daughter Catherine scans a Russian periodical.
Right? Make sure you stay with me throughout the tour. It's very important, and this is for security reasons. And you can ask me questions. Feel free to ask me questions also. So let's go upstairs this way, please.
Hi, John. We are number 13.
Created right after the Second World War to save us and succeeding generations from the scourge of war. And it was right after the Second World War. Certain leaders of certain countries got together. They said, this cannot happen again. We need to do something. We need to find a way of all the countries getting together and working on all these problems before it gets to that point, which it got to during the Second World War, right? Anyway, all the 189 countries that are members here. And it was purchased partially with an $8.5 million gift presented by John D. Rockefeller Jr. And it's divided into 6 organs, the United Nations. And we're going to visit some of the chambers of some of these organs. I'll explain how they work as we are moving along. Okay, this is the headquarters, all right? Now, the Secretary General here is Mr. Kofi Annan. He's the highest ranking official. He is from Ghana. He holds the highest office and plays a major political role. It's a neutral role. He cannot, and contrary to what I've heard very often, this International Criminal Court will not have jurisdiction over any court in the world, and neither will it be retroactive. Let's move on to the Security Council chamber now, okay? My name? Yeah. I'm Beatrice, and I'm from Poland and Ghana. Okay. We're looking at a gift from the United States of America, and it was presented by Mrs. Nancy Reagan in 1985 for the 40th anniversary of the United Nations. This mosaic was put together by 11 female Italian artists. It took them 6 months, and they based this mosaic on a Norman Rockwell sketch. And it's called the Golden Rule. It is written right here. It's a universal golden rule. You see different kinds of people, different age, gender, color, race, religion. They're praying together in harmony. Different cultures. Marriages that a woman can stay on for 2 years for paid. Yeah, 2 years. Very big. And if she has a second baby, this is where they would discuss issues like how to provide clean water, safe clean water for everybody in the world, okay? How to empower women, all right? How to make sure that kids are not exploited, okay? How to make sure that we have sustainable energy, sustainable, renewable energy, and also protect our Earth, our planet in the process.
We thought maybe shopping would be better. No way. This was quite an education, and then when you come to New York, you just don't go to Saks Fifth Avenue or Lindy's. You come here to the United Nations. You don't know what you're missing.
Get out here and go on one of these tours at the United Nations building. Very educational.
You need to know a lot about what's happening in this world. Thank you. Goodbye.
Well, it's going to be goodbye, New York. As we head toward the Lincoln Tunnel, we pass some familiar sights that we've seen before. There's no end to the sights and sights, the views and vistas, the excitement and surprise of downtown New York. Explore the past, discover the future. It all starts here. The seat of world commerce, generations of immigrants, 300 years of living history.
Look at what I don't want to sit here. I want to sit in that seat.
I got that one. That was great.
We're
almost out of it.
As that driver made an illegal left turn in front of our fantastic bus driver, Tom Terrific, who else could drive through downtown New York and hold her cool but old Tom Terrific? Since Tom retired from his job at the phone company in Cincinnati, he has taken on a new career, hauling us around on these tours as we take one last look at the New York City skyline. Then on our way to Lancaster County and the home of the Amish. After leaving New York City and coming to Lancaster County, the contrast in living styles is unbelievable. Which one would you rather have? The ladies are all excited because they know they're going to come into some nice shopping. They're going to find a lot of country gifts, cut throws, baskets, candles, country pottery, chimes, wood shelves, prints, floral swags, note cards, birdhouses, lace curtains. What else could a lady want? Country gifts and collectibles? Ha-ha, the anticipation builds as Tom Terrific pulls into the kitchen kettle gift shop arena.
Well, I have to tell you, that's why I have my sunglasses on, so you don't recognize who I am. We're in Intercourse, Pennsylvania, and you know where it's right up the road? Paradise, Pennsylvania. What can I say? So we're here to shop only.
After 30 years at General Motors, I should have moved here to calm my nerves. I could have used the rest and relaxation of this beautiful countryside.
Now listen, look at this. Lovely, huh? Now, wait a minute. Shh. Here's a different sound. Now, I will play for you. You didn't know I studied at the Chicago Conservatory of Music, and I really did. He was my assistant right here.
Yeah.
We jingle jangled together.
Shopping for gifts and other items is always a real treat for the ladies on our Young at Heart trip. But the men find some things to do also, especially things to eat. At least that's what I found interesting. Another curious thing is the name, which Andy finds very attractive.
We've been buddies since I can't tell you when.
Went in and got me some cookies and a little snack for tonight after dinner.
To your advantage, if you really believe, you know. Sure.
You suppose they take credit cards here, Bob?
I thought it was a tax of glory.
I'm not sure. They make copies of them and sell the copies. I don't.
No, you can take that and you work with it.
What, this?
Yeah.
May I have one of these?
Yeah, of course you can.
Apple cinnamon syrup.
You have the basket too. Look at the basket. It's all small jars. Yeah. Yeah, rice. Raisin bread. There it is. Raisin bread.
Raisin bread.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a great cane to add to my collection, and this one has a titanium shaft.
And
Maybe,
it's and it's for Father's Day.
and for Father's Day.
Miniature scale pewter sculptures. I'm going to be, perhaps, if I don't go broke first. But I think it would be interesting, if nothing more.
Okay. I give it to you some extra, not too much, a little bit. See, Maria is happiness.
Let me tell you.
Corn salsa. Supposed to be really good.
In syrup, apple and cinnamon syrup. In a pumpkin butter.
Got all kinds of goodies.
Okay, here's that. Lucky, whatever one. That's Elvira.
Here's the quilt shop.
Welcome to Miller's.
Thank you.
Let me tell you a little bit about our restaurant before we go in. We are a non-smoking restaurant, and when I take you in, I would ask that you look for a table that has one of these purple cards on it.
Here we are in Pennsylvania in this beautiful Miller's Smorgasbord. It's an Amish restaurant. The food is wonderful. And John, look, just look at over here. Come over here and look at this beautiful gift shop. What a great gift shop. Isn't this great? There isn't anything you can't find in here. It's a wonderful place to come, wonderful place for dinner. As we first walk in, we're going to pass the dessert bar. Of course, I don't eat desserts. Isn't that a shame? Salad bar, hors d'oeuvre bar, and then the main meal. Prime rib of beef, turkey, you name it, they've got it. These Amish know what they're doing. Beautiful. Love it.
Swedish meatballs.
Yeah, that looks good.
See what it is with that.
Oh. Okay, barbecue beef strips. Mushrooms and Swedish meatball. Shrimp.
Let me show you this wonderful shrimp here. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful cheese. Except I don't want the shrimp.
Really good.
Look at these barbecue beef sticks. Wonderful.
You gonna have some of that?
No, I'm not, but I'll give you some. How's that?
Right there, okay. Want some of these?
Here we are at Miller's Smorgasbord in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We feel so sorry for all of you in Centerville, Oakwood, and Kettering that you have to eat at Golden Corral when I'm eating this delicious seafood at Miller's. Ah.
Say it again.
So I'm going to have a nice piece of prime rib. Yeah, that's fine, yeah. Wow, it looks nice. Then we'll try a little bit of horseradish sauce. Good eating.
Seafood bisque soup. This looks really good. I bet it's delicious.
Seafood brisk soup. Delicious prime rib right here. And cream cabbage. Herb bread. I bet you're hungry just looking at this.
Now, I'm not going to eat all this stuff. Wonderful. You know, Greeks love, and I do, lamb with potatoes. These are the kind of potatoes I love now.
What do you like better? I got the roast beef too, and that's great too. So I'm happy. I can't wait till I get to the dessert. But the dessert table is great too.
The shrimp is delicious. There, Jenny, tell him how good the food is.
You can tell by how fat I am how good it is.
This is my second plate, and it is scrumptious.
She gained all of her weight while she's on this trip, too. Excellent. The food is really good.
I like the most of the cookies, John. It's very delicious. Very delicious.
Everything delicious with our leader, Irene. Everything is wonderful. And John take nice pictures.
Yeah, the food is great here, but the only problem was I went up to the bar and I had to get another piece of this before Irene took the rest of it. She got the rest of it on her plate, and she is going to eat it all too.
No. Absolutely fantastic. Pass it along. It's delicious.
John?
You see, yes, John, it's smorgasbord, so we overeat as usual.
Because you saw me through the pants. See what I eat. That's it.
Poor Maria.
Yeah.
Look
That's
at her.
it.
She's so skinny that she can't stand on her own.
Nice. Everything was wonderful, tasty, and I'm full.
Excellent food in Lancaster, PA.
Sure, John's done that. Hello there. Enjoying ourselves aren't we?
Very much.
Very much, John. We can't look up.
Sinful. This pie and cake. Ooh.
The diet starts next week.
This is a very interesting place. I've never seen so many people eating so much food.
And I'm one of them, eating too much food.
Beautiful, very nice. Enjoyed it tremendously.
Είναι πολύ ωραίο. Είναι τόσο ωραίο που έχω μια όρεξη καλή.
Είναι ωραίο. Τρώμε πάρα πολύ. Αυτό δεν αρέσει.
It was the best food, John. Too much we can't eat anymore.
The honest truth about this thing is that I do not talk to people while I'm eating. I'm too busy eating. So when I'm done here, if you want to come back.
It's wonderful food, wonderful week. Enjoyed everything about it. Great food.
This place is the biggest cafeteria you've ever seen, with all kinds of delicious food. The shrimp cocktail was outstanding. And I can't wait to get to the desserts.
All I can say is that the food at all these places has been super. I don't see how it can keep getting better, but it certainly does that.
I think I've gained at least 25 pounds since Monday morning, but who cares? It's been fun.
We have had a real problem of trying to decide which of the 3 restaurants we have enjoyed the most. It is absolutely astounding. This food is worth the 8-hour drive just to eat. Thank you.
There's nothing like this eating business. I think I've had 10 meals already this day. I need a garbage bag to go home in.
Everything is great, but I don't understand. The waitress is going by going, and that's hurting my feelings, so I've got to stop eating. Thank you.
What happened here, my wife said get her something from the dessert table. So I went for the pecan pie for myself, gave her these other 2 little
samplings as she wanted, and now she's gone. She didn't like either one of them. She wants something with chocolate. But
So you told her to go to the Hershey, Pennsylvania place for chocolate. That always works. Sometimes it works for some people, others it doesn't. But at any rate, the decision you have to make whenever you get to the turkey and the, the roast beef, it's tremendous. Because you get this big a serving of the roast beef and this little bit of turkey. But at any rate, I'm happy, and I'm sorry you can't be with us, whoever you are.
Thank you. Everything is wonderful. All we've done is eat. And 25 pounds later, I'm still here. Thank you.
It's been a fabulous trip. The camaraderie of the people is just marvelous. And today the highlight was the United Nations building. But for me, in terms of the whole trip, the lady. And that is the Statue of Liberty was just perfect. Just perfect. And
a summary of the trip. Ditto from what Joanne said. Had a wonderful time. Love New York, but I'll be glad to get home.
Oh, great. Everything just wonderful.
You have any old duels?
No, I wish I did have. You have one in your pocket?
Hi, John. This food is wonderful, particularly the shrimp and the chicken. And now I hear the desserts are special, and ice cream on them.
Today's a special day for Cindy.
Today's my birthday. Almost 70, not quite.
Oh, don't say that.
I know.
Just 69.
Anyway, the trip was great. The greatest part was being on the ferry boats out in New York Harbor. Yeah.
That was. Oh, hi, John. I love this trip. It was so much fun. And this food is just above and beyond. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad we can spend Cynthia's birthday with her.
Oh.
Wonderful meal. I'm stuffed. Had a great time.
You know she's going to give us.
I'm sorry, I can't be interrupted right now. No, I'm serious. I need to.
She's not eating
food.
any.
Delicious food. I've been good.
I'm having pecan pie, and it's good.
I think the trip was excellent. We had certainly had a lot of fun. It was enjoyable, informative, and the people were excellent. Everybody was so friendly. Just can't imagine how it could have had any more fun.
The trip has just been outstanding. We have all these wonderful friends to be with, wonderful things to see, to eat. It has just been wonderful. Irene did a super job.
Because we only have a half hour yet to eat. See? My Mickey Mouse is
Here we have some homemade Amish pecan pie with low-calorie strawberries. It's going to be awful hard next week to go back to Golden Corral. 2 well-done cheeseburgers, please, with no buns.
I can't believe they didn't give you any of the peanut butter pie.
I asked for it, and you said it's over there. Did I get it? No. Well, where is it? I can tell where it was.
I think they're out.
Well.
Catherine only has 15 minutes to go run to the shop.
Go on. I'm sick and tired of watching the clock. You ready? Start making me mad.
Do you guys care?
No, go.
If there's something for you, we'll grab it.
I know, go.